Good morning, church. Welcome to our final play of the week. This week's play is called The Simple Sweep. It's actually a change up from another play that a team might run. During the season, they would run a play that with double or even triple reverse, just moving back and forth all the time, and with some success. Later on, as the season progresses, the future teams would see this play and begin to read it. In other words, they would know when it was coming. Well, the team that wanted to do a play would switch it up, and instead of running the reverse, they would run what's called a simple sweep. In other words, they would act like they're going to do the reverse, but then they would not hand it off. Meanwhile, the defense is reading the plays and reading everything that's going on and overreacts, thinking that they know where the ball is going to be, and then the runner with the simple sweep is able to just simply run in for a score. This is very much like understanding the death and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. You see, Jesus died for us, and there's all kinds of complexities and understandings of what does his death mean and how does it affect us, and then the significance of the resurrection. All these things are important to understand. But Jesus came to show us the simplicity of the gospel is found in our believing the salvation that he offers. When Jesus first came, there was all kinds of views about who the Messiah would be. He is the king. He is the conqueror. He will deliver us from Rome. He'll do all these amazing things as a soldier. And yet he came as a servant, as a suffering servant. He laid down his life in love to redeem every one of us and anyone who would believe. You see, unpacking the meaning and the significance of the cross and the resurrection, that's really good. We need to understand that. We need to look into all of that. But Jesus came first and foremost for us to understand the salvation that he brings. Jesus encountered a tax collector named Zacchaeus. And Zacchaeus was a cheat. That's how he survived. He would take the money that was due him and he would ask for more. And so the people hated Zacchaeus. So when Jesus finds him in a tree watching him, Jesus says, "Come on down, Zacchaeus. I'm going to have dinner in your home." And when he gets there, Zacchaeus is so impacted by everything that has happened to him. He repents and promises to pay back every dime that he stole and even more to the people that he stole it from. Jesus says this in Luke chapter 19, verses 9 and 10. Jesus said to him, "Today, salvation has come to this house, for the Son of Man came to seek and to save the lost." There it is. That's our simple sweep. That Jesus came to save, and he came to seek all of those who would believe, everyone. The simple, sweet play of Jesus is not found in all the complexities and understandings of the salvation in his death and his resurrection. All those are good, but he came to seek and save. It's good for us to remember that he came to seek and to save. Romans 1:16 says, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes." Don't be ashamed to share the gospel. Don't be ashamed of the simplicity of the gospel. People will get you sidetracked. They'll say, "Well, what about this? And why did this happen to me? And why am I hurting here? And why did those things happen to those people over there?" And all of those are good discussions and things that we can eventually talk about. But we need to focus first on the fact that Jesus came to seek and to save anyone and everyone who would believe. The gospel is God's power to bring salvation to everyone who would believe. This week, as you're inviting, as you're reaching, as you're bringing people to church into Easter Sunday morning, I want you to remember something really important, found in Hebrews chapter 9, verse 28. Christ was sacrificed once to take away the sins of many. And he will appear a second time, not to bear sin, but to bring salvation to those who are waiting for him. You see, Christ came the first time to bear our sin, to bring salvation. And that salvation is wonderful, is incredible, but it is not finished until he comes back, until he returns, until we're all brought into fellowship with him. That's what you share, the encouragement and the hope of all of that. Our salvation in Christ is now. It's right now. And it is to come as we continue to believe in faith. Christ is risen.